And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals here of the WardiTV Monday number 93. We are back with a fresh series, a fresh TvZ, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rorschach. We have the French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg player himself representing on side, it is SHIN. Let's go. Let us go. We are here, we are back, we are live, we have our fresh series, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we are here in the quarterfinals. Again, SHIN just took down Geralt in his series. Clem just took down Christianer. Oh, they both each took down their respective Polish Protoss player. Now they face off against each other, and welcome on an all to Rorschach. Now, I'm a little bit shocked this made it through the vetoes, and I have a certain amount of expectations as a result of that. So welcome to Rorschach. Rorschach is a smaller map in the map pool. Much smaller map in the map pool. Shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is heavily favored on this map as a result, and typically we do favor Terran because of that, in TvZ specifically, and actually in TvP as well, where Terran players, they're more willing and more able to go for these hyper aggressive builds. Think of like Hellbat pushes, think of like 3-1-1s. Yeah, 3-1-1s is kind of what we expect. Even a 5-rack setup on 2 bases, you pull the boys. Clem, we're expecting to see him be hyper aggressive. At the same time though, aggression goes both ways, and there's a higher chance that we see Roach play out of SHIN. Roach play, I feel like, should be the go-to, even if it isn't to be aggressive, even just to be very safe and survive the aggression of his opponent. Roaches should be on the horizon here for SHIN as well. We'll see how this all unfolds. We'll see if SHIN does go into Roaches, we'll see if Clem does go into 2-base heavy play. For now we're calming down. Bearing in mind that when it comes to this map, it isn't just a short rush distance by ground. We also have a healing pad here in the center of the map. We have these hybrid expansions towards the center left and center right as well, which are rarely taken because they are very difficult to maintain and defend. And we have the gold base on the top side, a very risky base. We have seen a couple of players try to rush into this base as a ninja, and very rarely have they gotten away with it. We've seen a lot of punishment of said rush into gold. For now, ranks expand, standard opener out of Clem. Meanwhile, SHIN does go for his own standard hatch gas pool. Link speed is on the way. We have 6 Lings in production as well to make sure that SHIN can keep up with the Reaper, and so far is keeping up. Yeah, Lings have about in time, Queen as well. We'll zone, we'll defend. Bearing in mind that this was a pool before hatch, so I should rectify that this was not hatch gas pool, it was pool hatch gas, I believe. The rationale for this is because Reapers get across the map much faster, so you need earlier Lings and earlier Queens to defend your mineral lines. Meanwhile, again, the sync speed is very fast, much faster than normal, and I'm curious to see if SHIN does go for something more dedicated, because he did make extra Lings. 9 Lings so far in total. Ling speed is almost done. Reaper pokes in. Reaper does confirm 1 drone so far. Second Reaper has arrived. Only 2 Reapers. True. Only 2. SHIN moving out across the map. Link speed finishing up in another 10 seconds. And Reapers, they don't get the drone, just barely not. Yeah, drone gets away. SHIN does pull the trigger. Back across the map. There's 1 SCV to kill and will delay some mining. If not going straight into the main. Oh! Ooh, does get in. Does get into the main base. A late reaction here by Clem. Clem, he was distracted. Reapers, they are still alive. But boys are being pulled, and the reactor may go down. Do we repair in time? Ooh, not in time. Not in time. Massive pick of reactor goes down. Less Hellions to defend. This will slow down Clem. Yeah, Clem is slowed down. Likewise, Clem will lose one of his Reapers. SHIN popping off. Clem getting to a delayed 1-1-1. Again, delayed third TC here from Clem, but alas, he's going to have less Hellions to work with now. That's huge. Yeah, that is huge. Meanwhile, 4:15 lair timing. Very fast lair here by SHIN. I was curious because SHIN did leave 1 in gas, and I was curious to see what the gas is going to be spent on, and it is going to be for the fast lair. This can lead into 2-base Muta, actually. 2-base Muta, 2-base Link Queen Nidus all in. What kind of play are we thinking of here? What's it going to be for such a fast lair? We're still leaning towards Muta play, but technically Solar, SHIN, in the last patch they were playing around a lot with 2-base Hydra. They were playing around with that build. That was what, like a month ago? With all 4 gases being taken, I'm still leaning towards Spire Tech, but again, the Hydras are an option. So Clem is moving out. Again, he has less Hellions than he should. Behind this, going for a delayed third CC, spotted by the Overlord, so SHIN is aware that there's no all-in coming his way. So big scout there for SHIN. Big scout. And there it is, 2 base muta. Ooh, yeah, 2 base muta here, and I'll be honest, if this goes on scouted mutas, they can just wreak havoc, gain map control, and contain Clem. Contain Clem, keep him on 2 bases, sorry, on a low base count, I should say. Deny drop play. Can SHIN get away with it? If he can, he will snowball out of control. Roll snowball. Hellions, they try to rotate. So far, SHIN is keeping up. SHIN is able to keep up. Hellions are denied. Bring the nest on the way. Spire is almost done. Clem, as he scouted the main base, he saw the lair. Okay, saw the lair timing. He did not see the tech, but very nice read here by Clem. Seeing the lair, seeing the lack of any tech here on the low ground, it does confirm muta play. So already throwing down turrets. Clem does his juice. Does piece it all together. Same time, Hellions, they look for a way in. Lings at the same time go for their own counter-attack. The tank is exposed. No, the tank. Yeah, the tank is going to go down. A massive pickup. Tank falls. Marines as well. Getting into the mineral line and catching out some more SCVs. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 SCV kills. Maybe 4. Ooh, turret is denied. Catching up 4 SCVs. More Marines, which means that we're opening things up for the mutas. That was how many Marine kills? Ooh, 6. 7. 7 Marines going down. There's, what, 4 Marines left, and the mutas are coming. We just dive on the bio. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. That's a kill, not a cancel. Thankfully, we have more reinforcements. Mutas, they just take the fight. And they will overwhelm. Again, 7 Marines were killed ahead of time. Imagine 7 extra Marines with this. Hellies, they commit. Commits into the mineral line. Decent damage. 7 drone kills, but we have even more damage across the map. Camping the production, camping the mineral lines here. 15 SCV kills. This is critical damage. And SHIN, he's getting out of hand. He's getting out of hand, getting out of control. Clem is desperate. Desperate, Bappy. Oh my god, the drones are lining up. Oh my god. Insane damage here at the third. This should not have happened, by the way. The Hellions, they do enough damage, and Clem, I mean, he's able to hold his own. He's able to hold his own. SHIN had some lackluster defense. Wooded Mines have arrived. And if they connect. If they connect. Clem can win this fight. A bit of miscontrol does get caught out to redrag the mines. Ooh, oh my, the friendly fire, that was crazy. The mine drag. Once again, we're trying to drag. Mine shot goes off on a Zergling. Mutas, they collapse on the Marines. Oh my god, 1 mine connects. Yeah, a couple of mines do connect here. But again, the drag was brutal earlier. And Clem, he's being torn apart. He cannot defend. I mean, he's holding onto his 2 bases, but what about his third? What about his third? SHIN is supply blocked. True. 7. Oh, god. 7 overloads on the way. A laser. Calm down. Calm down, baby. Calm down. That supply block is slowing down SHIN. SHIN, what? Jesus, getting up to 9 overlords. Crazy. Yeah, SHIN is getting 1-1 on upgrades. Okay, his production has been delayed. Rotating over towards the mineral line. Ooh, we'll take a massive mine shot to the face. And again, thanks to the supply block, Clem is able to try to stabilize here, but the reality is that Clem is behind. Clem is behind. Oof. Yeah, gets caught out, losing another 2 mines. 3 Wooded Mines go down. Oh. SHIN does leave the army idle. Has to respect the army. Back at home, Baneling speed is almost complete. Building a Morling Bane. And SHIN is looking very comfortable. It all comes down to this one big fight. That's all that Clem has left. 1 engage. Baneling speed not complete. Not done. Clem dropping towards the 4th expansion. SHIN not in position. There's potential. Show some mine shots. Yeah, Clem moves in. SHIN out of position. Drones are going to go down. Mutas, they respond. And who catches who? Oh! So he gets caught out. Shows some mine shots. Ooh, massive mine connections on the Lings. The medevac gets caught out, and we can just keep chasing. Yeah, despite the mine shots, there are only 3-4 mines. There's nothing else left, and SHIN is almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. He just snowballs out of control. He cannot be stopped. Not like this. Wouldn't mind if they try to tank as best they can. And again, SHIN is up. The target firing, though. Crazy. The target firing. GG gets called. SHIN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN does take a lead in the series. Again, Clem had a very shaky start here. Winding it back, remember, Clem, he went for a 1-1-1. He was going for earlier Hellion and Banshee aggression, but early on he lost his reactor. So the Hellions were delayed, the build was disrupted, and we kind of had a shaky road here into the early to mid game. Likewise, SHIN did get away with his mutas, and even though we saw turrets being thrown down, specifically, there was no turret at the third base. Remember, there was Ling aggression at the third. Lings, they move in, they killed the turret, they killed some SCVs, they killed 7 Marines, which is important, by the way. It doesn't sound like a lot, but 7 Marines were killed ahead of time. Then when the mutas showed up, because there were 7 less Marines to defend, mutas, they just fought the Marines. They just fought the bio army, they overwhelmed, and that made that won the game essentially for SHIN, because he just snowballed from there, crippled the army, crippled the economy, and just maintained that lead from then on forward. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting to game number 2. Going to be loading into the Old Sun Temple. Let's go. Let us go. So again, it all came down to that early game aggression, and it all just kind of snowballed from there. And we'll see if Clem can stabilize and have a more comfortable early game to get into his own build coming to game 2. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the Old Sun Temple, we have the red Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg representing Onside. It is SHIN. Let's go. Let us go. We're settling into our series here, into our game, and so far SHIN is up 1-0. And welcome to the Old Sun Temple, a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in bottom right, top left, or bottom left, 4 possible spawn locations, and we happen to have close spawns. Oof. So close spawns here on the Old Sun Temple. This means short rush distance by ground, and once again, aggression is heavily favored based on spawn locations. Of course, currently our players are unaware. Our players, they don't really know what's going on. They still have to confirm, scout, and figure out what's happening. Looks like Clem may even decide to go CC first. Yeah, so CC first out of Clem. This is very common on 4-player spawn maps. There's a very low chance that the Zerg player is going to all-in you. It is pull first out of SHIN, by the way, but a very low chance, so the CC will be thrown down on location, and Clem should get away with his greed. This is a pull first build, that is true, but I believe the timing, the way this works out here, because the CC begins so quickly, even if Lings find a Clem immediately, I believe the CC finishes and is able to lift in time, and you're able to get away with that greed. I believe that's the case. Just catching up with the chat. Are you going to be the B stream for Home Story Cup? We are not. We have the option to if we wanted to, but specifically this year, so this Home Story Cup and the last Home Story Cup, European events are very, very late for us. Very, very late, and well, we're trying to like slow down our casting a little bit. We still cast every day, but we're trying to slow things down a little bit when it comes to European events, just so we can actually have a sleep schedule and sleep. Usually events like Masters of the Game or Home Story Cup, they go from like 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning, and yeah, we can't quite commit to schedules or broadcasting like that. So no, not this time. I think last Home Story Cup, I think Steadfast was the B stream for that one, so most likely he'll be the B stream again. We'll be asleep. We'll be sleeping. As now the Overlord does check across the map. Will not find Clem. Second Overlord eventually will. For now, SHIN is just opening up. Again, just a safe opener out of SHIN. Clem gets away with his greedier CC first, and I'm curious to see if we go for a 2-base all in from here. Clem is now confirmed. Oh, he has found a SHIN spawn location. Now he knows, of course, it is close spawns. Are we tempted to throw down a 2nd and 3rd racks? Show us what you got. We go. But yeah, that's why we didn't cast Maestros, and that's why we didn't cast the last Home Story Cup live. We still covered it via replays, but we usually do live casts, and not this year. That'll be the case most likely with Home Story Cup and also with FEL, the Fusion Esports League, most likely. Meanwhile, it is going to be a 1-1-1 follow-up. So Reactor to Hellion into most likely Banshee play. Clem going for a delayed 3rd. He's going for a delayed expansion. Hellion's moving out. Is going to be earlier Evo Chamber out of SHIN. Okay, that's going to be for +1 carapace. So this time going for earlier upgrades, not going into 2-base Muta. No Muta play. It's going to be more Lingbane heavy. Hellion's just try to pick in. SHIN does piece together additional Hellion production, and behind this, you see what I see? I see a 2nd and 3rd racks before 3rd TC. So again, hyper aggression here by Clem. Clem can turn this into a 2-base all-in by throwing down extra racks and going into a 5-rack setup. For now, 3-1-1, very dedicated, very aggressive regardless here for Clem. As Clem is delaying his 3rd base very, very heavily in favor of this earlier and more committed stim timing. And again, this is what we expect out of ZVT nowadays. We spoke about this at the start of the series, how currently ZVX matchups, it's all about all-ins, right? It's all about all-ins, all about trying to kill the Zerg player. Banshee does move out. Doesn't scout the tech. We'll see lack of gases. That is a bit of a sign. That's a bit of a tell. Hellion's just try to rotate. So far, SHIN is keeping up. Bandiness is down the way. Banshee is now revealed. Nibbling away at the queens. It does nibble away. Yo, este railgun. Ga, papi, ga. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Buenos días. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, papi. Good morning. As the Banshee is deflected. And again, we're still waiting for the sim timing. It's coming. Clem has been amassing this entire time and will soon pull the trigger. How many Hellions do we have left alive? 4 Hellions. As we focus on a couple drones. 5, 6, 7. Drone kills. Very nice focus firing at a Clem. Again, softening up SHIN's economy, slowing it down as we get ready for said all-in. I say all-in. We are going for a 3rd, so there is an expansion behind this, but this is a very late 3rd expansion. Clem needs to do damage with this. Like, trading with the army is not good enough. Does force a cancel, not bad. Delays the 4th. Oh! As Hellions, they do get away here. They try to at least. Nice pick up. I'll pick up with Hellions. Clem breaks out. Is going to push. And behind this, Bailing Speed is not ready. Uh-oh. No Bailing Speed. It wasn't researched. We got slow base to defend. Okay. We got +2 carapace before Bailing Speed, Pappy. I don't think SHIN has realized this. As the base is denied. Clem getting position. SHIN is going to have to try to engage. Who needs speed, Pappy? Who needs it? Oh, God. As Clem is reinforcing with his Metamax, pushing further in. Bailing Speed just now begins here at almost 8 minutes. Oh, God. Not like this. Do we even finish Bailing Speed? It's exposed. It just started. Yeah, SHIN going for a counterattack. Back at home, there is a full wall. Oof. Bailings are going to be targeted very... I mean, Clem, he'll get the Bailing nest, denying Bailing speed, and now we got to commit. Lings are coming from behind. Best case scenario here for Clem. Massive tank shots on the Bailings. Does focus them all down. 0 Bailings connect, and Clem, he will take the fight. Yeah, takes the fight, punishing the Lings, punishing the Queens. Zerg is good, but not good enough to skip Bailing speed, Pappy. Like, you got to... Ay. It's not that good, Pappy. As Clem is rallying across the map, and Clem should be able to break through. Again, it's purely a Ling defense. It's a purely Ling Queen defense. At 9 minutes, like, no shot. Army stims in, catching a Queen. Ling's trying to force some friendly fire. But Clem will overwhelm, takes on every single Queen here. Now, what is that? 9 Queens going down. And GG gets called. GG gets called. Clem will tie the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We're going to game 3 here. Again, Clem hyper committed here on 2 bases. Did technically get a 3rd base behind this, but again was very, very dedicated on 2 bases. Went for a massive push, and SHIN forgot Bailing speed. So SHIN could not engage, could not actually collapse on Clem. Was not going to be possible. Not like this. GG, well played. We're getting it. Max, we are not casting Max. Max Angel? Estrella, papi. There we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 3. And we'll see who claims the series from here. We'll see if SHIN remembers Bailing speed this time. As it looks like the other casters are joining us. Okay, it looks like the MaxX series did finish, which was being casted by Wardi. There you go. They were covering that series, but here we go. We're getting into the ace match. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of BlackRock, we have the French Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Onside. It is SHIN. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into game number 3 here. And again, oh, there we go. Yeah, Wardi asking for replay packs. Of course, we always provide them to Wardi, but I do know that some of the other casters, they got to be poked and prodded about it. Yes, they're casters. But now though, we're settling into our game. We're getting into the ace match here, and we'll see how SHIN will approach. We'll see. I mean, again, when it comes to the last game, a lot of it came down to SHIN's lack of preparation here and maybe oversight himself when it comes to the build. Without Bailing speed, there was no way for SHIN to defend. No shot. Like, slow Banes would never connect with the main army of Clem. Not at this level of play. So again, SHIN was punished for his mistakes, and we got to tighten up if you're playing against Clem. Like, you gotta lock in, Pappy. You gotta lock in. As this time, hatch first. Oh, we've been seeing a lot of pool first builds here from SHIN. This time does go hatch first. Vamonos. Meanwhile, 2x Reaper at a Clem. Okay. Inside of the main as well. For those that are curious, this is a build that was recently popularized by Maru and Björn. I say recently popularized. This would have been a couple of months ago, earlier this year. It was this year. I want to say, was it during RSL? No, GSL. It was during GSL. Maybe season 1, but again, this is 2x Reaper is usually done here on the low ground, and it's just because of that, you're able to get a faster CC. You have your SimCity to fully wall off and get across the map a little bit faster. Here it is a little more harder to scout because the Rax is further back. It does mean that when SHIN arrives with the Overlord, he most likely won't recognize how committed this is, and as a result will be delaying his link speed. Will be getting a faster 3rd base, and that can be punished by the hidden 2x Reaper. The downside of this build, of course, is without your SimCity on the low ground, it means your natural base is more exposed. It's much more exposed than it otherwise would be, and it also means that as a result, if SHIN goes for a counterattack into an all-in, SHIN can break that natural base even easier than normally. So there's a bit of a give and take. Clem does have the surprise factor for potentially more damage. Meanwhile, Shin can potentially counterattack after the defense and find more damage. For now, we have 8 Lings in production. Jesus, whoa, what's going on? We have 8 Lings on the way. Reaper has arrived. And we'll dance with the army. We are staying in gas. Second Reaper was spotted, rushing into Ling speed. And Shin is going for a Ling flood. Now, I believe the rationale behind this, okay, never mind. I was going to say that it's possible that Shin may just not drone, but he is droning up somewhat. Remember that we're lacking SimCity here. We're lacking a wall because of the build of choice. So something like a Ling flood could actually do quite well here after dealing with the Reapers. But now we have our 3 Reapers. Shin did not take a third, so it won't be punished. Ooh, we lose 1 drone. Yeah, 1 drone does go down. We have extra Lings on the way. Clem has to get the hell out of here. Shin was able to delay the CC somewhat. Oh, ooh, doesn't quite kill the SEV. But again, does delay. We have 4 overlords in production. Heavy supply block for Shin. Ay, ay, ay. And here comes that Ling flood. As I mentioned, the goal here should be to punish any kind of economy on the low ground, but should not get into the main, assuming that Clem walls off in time. They lifts up the depot wall. Ling speed finishing up in 13 seconds. We can see Clem preemptively, he evacuates. Yeah, he evacuates the natural. Marines are in the main. Reapers, they move out across the map. And so far, there's nothing to really punish here. So far, at least. Behind this, going for a hidden Roach Warren for an early Roach push. So again, aggression continues for Shin. Aggression does continue. Remember that because of the 2 ranks opener here, the factory production is more delayed. Starboard as well. Lings, they turn back around. Again, Shin, he can see what's the setup here on the low ground with the Overlord. Oh, does find the Reapers. Gets 1. Does catch 1. We'll pick off the other as well. Oh, never mind. Nice save. Nice save out of Clem. And we'll see if Shin drones up his up to 2 base saturation with a 3rd base. Again, my eyes are still on that fast Roach Warren. We have a couple of roaches on the way. I'm curious to see if Shin goes for an all-in with these roaches, or if he just makes a handful of roaches to push across the map to make Clem react in a certain way, and ideally overreact to the roaches. As things are spotted by the Banshee. They attempt to surround, and they should at least catch 1. And they do. Oh my god, they catch both. Both Hellions get surrounded. 1 does slip out. Clem will defend. And he's distracted. He's brought all the way back home. And meanwhile, Shin, he does drone up behind this. Did make a couple of roaches, but only how many? 6. Only 6 roaches behind this is droning, saturating. Shin, he is macroing up. Okay. We have confirmation. Shin is building up into the mid game. Saturating his 2 bases. Meanwhile, the Banshee is being kept up with. Oh. Nice interception. Shin does finish up the 3rd. Does drone. He is hiding his roaches further back. That is true. But he's still squeezing out a couple of workers. And there it is. Infestation missile on the way. We are teching. Okay, we are still teching. Banshee into the main. Does catch 1 more drone. 2 more drones even. The value. Ooh, Hellions are caught. So a bit of a give and take. And from here, the goal for Shin should be to turtle up with Roach. I say turtle up. Should be to saturate on 3 bases, get his 4th base, build up his roaches to defend, and then rush into Hive Tech and rush into Ultra Tech. With the fast infestation mode, we can get some safety infestors along the way, but the goal here should be for Hive and should be for Ultras. That's typically the go-to for Shin. That is his win condition, to get into Hive, to get into Ultras. Here come the safety infestors. Meanwhile, Clem, we're expecting to see an earlier timing, but no, Clem does actually get his 3rd CC. It is very delayed, very late. After the 3 rack setup and after a +1, after the upgrades, so a much later 3rd CC, but is building up, is expanding. go. Oh. So far does get one, does it get 2 drones? It does get 2. Likewise, nice fungal catching at the Marines. Very nice catch here. Oh my god. At the same time, Banshee does try to punish and will get 1 Infestor. Very nice. 1 Infestor gets caught out. Does get caught. Meanwhile, 7 drones going down. SHIN is distracted, getting caught out of position. 9 drone, 10 drone kills. This should not have happened. SHIN is struggling, and Clem is finding some damage here with the bare minimum. Again, that was only with the initial Reaper Hellion. So very nice damage. Meanwhile, we spoke about it earlier. The Hive is on the way. Again, the power spike is meant to be with Ultras, but SHIN is struggling to get there. It's struggling. Nice fungal. Picking up 1 Marine. So despite the tech that's on the horizon here again, SHIN is still stumbling, still has yet to fully build up his economy. Clem on the flip side is able to stabilize, is catching up. And ideally, we should be seeing Clem push pre-Ultras. And before they're ready, there is that window in time. Since it's hatch first, not gas pool. We are aware, if you recall, the Link Flood was not necessarily referring to an earlier gas timing. It was referring to the commitment of Zerglings from SHIN and hiding his Lings on the right-hand side to try to catch Clem off guard with, you know, the Link Flood to try to punish the lack of SimCity at the natural. We spoke earlier about the 2x Reaper opener and how the downside of it is that you're lacking SimCity that you usually otherwise would have. So that was in reference to the early game that was transpiring. Not in regards to the opener or the... Yeah, not in regards to the opener. So from here, the Ultra Cavern is on the way. So again, that window is closing when it comes to when Clem can do damage. So it's slowly closing. We're still a ways away from Kindness Plating. And here comes Clem. We'll see what he can get done. Clem is still sharking around, scans the main base, confirms the Hive is already done, confirms the Ultra Cavern is on the way. So now Clem is more aware of the timing. And here comes the Mass on Siege. Ooh, will be delayed, but doesn't get caught off guard. So again, here comes the main army. It's all coming together. And it looks like there are going to be 4 Ultras to defend, but again, they're going to be lacking upgrades. They're going to be 1-0 Ultras. Clement's moving in. This is his time. It's time, Pappy. As is ready, they'll buy some time. Fungal does land. Biles on the tank. Ooh, doesn't quite connect. The tank does survive. Clem gaining ground. Ultras are popping. Again, it's going to be 4 Ultralisks. Landing another Fungal, catching at the Ultras. Nice cleanup. Going for the Mechanical Shroud. Can we get on some of the tanks? And tanks, they will go down. Massive pickups. Takes down the tanks. What about the Marines? Oh, massive mine shots. Marines, they hold their own. Fungal lands. The 1 Ultra gets 1 extra swipe. Oh, it's still close. Yeah, still close. There's still 1 tank on the high ground. Oh my god. The tank on the high ground, Papi. Yeah, massive. Oh my god, the Fungal, the Biles as well. SHIN is holding. SHIN is barely holding on. The 1 tank on the high ground doing what it can. Bearing in mind specifically here and here in the center as well, there are these high ground tank locations. They're scattered throughout. I appreciate that Clem made use of it, but still not enough. Yeah, still not enough. And remember, this was supposed to kill. This was meant to kill SHIN before we got into Ultra Tech and before we got into the upgrades. Clem failed to kill. He failed to kill SHIN. And the pressure is now on Clem. As he didn't even break the expansion. That tank is now a permanent part of the map. Oh no. The tank is there with the grunts, Pappy, with the grunts. With the orcs. Ah. Ooh. My shall say try to connect. Getting us over the tank. Tank does fall. Yeah, Again, there's no backbone to the army here for Clem. SHIN trying to chase him down. Nice kiting. Nice kiting here. Focusing on the banelings. Punishing the army. As SHIN still commits. Oh no, gets a tank. Yeah, tank goes down the banelings. They're so close to connecting. He's trying. Fungal lands. Biles as well in the medevacs. How many infestors are exposed? Yeah, it's forced a fungal. We're getting messy. SHIN has to get the hell out of here. He bled out a little bit too much. Does need to pull away. Will that tank ever go down? I mean, there's no time right now. There's no time. Oh, nice catch on the infestor. There are now 0 infestors left. Insane pickups. SHIN losing too much. At the same time, does go for the counterattack. And ooh, will catch the mineral line. Yeah, there's not enough back at home. Not enough in position. SCVs are going down. Clem does keep pushing. Again, there are 0 fungals. But the infestors are coming. SHIN needs a little bit more time. He needs a little bit more. Oh. Mine shot does go off on the links, but the links they get through. Oh no! Yeah, they get through. Massive connections. Oof. Splits are not good enough. Not on creep. And with that, SHIN takes the fight. SHIN takes the fight. 7 SCVs, they go down across the map. SHIN maintaining map control. At least fighting for it. And finally, the Biles. The Biles connect. Tank goes down. Clem going for the hatchery. Does bring it down. So nice time on the expansion. Oh. Okay. Nice time on the expand. SHIN is supply blocked. Uh-oh. Yeah, heavy supply block there for SHIN. Stuck at 180. I'm pushing further in. Once again, Clem going for a split push. Double jump on the right hand side. The main army on the left. Bailings, they do connect with the army though. Yeah, it does force a pickup. And SHIN wants to counterattack. He wants that CC. He wants the orbital. And we can see Clem already evacuate. Does pull out. Same time Clem moves in. And moves in. That's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickoff. And so far, Clem's done a decent job at retaining his SCVs at least. Keeping the workers alive. Going for another expansion. It's going to be so difficult to get a 5th base. The 5th base specifically on Blackrock is notoriously difficult to defend. It's so isolated. Yeah, SCVs are going down. Oh. Uh-oh. Who is it? Is it me? Who is it? Oh. Nah, it is me. I'll leave the game if that happens again. Nah, we'll leave. Jesus. Feels bad, man. My ping shot up to 1,600. Oof. My connection to Twitch is fine, but specifically my connection to the Blizzard server just died. Just died. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I might have to just use a VPN when casting at this hour. I don't know. Hoping that it correctly disconnected me. Yeah, it did. Okay. So I don't want to disturb the players. But yeah, it feels bad, man. It feels bad. Again, just suddenly I just shot up to like almost 2,000 ping. GG will play. SHIN, he will claim the series 2-1, and SHIN, he will take down Clem and advance on to the semifinals. And his next opponent is going to be Solar. So depending on the series that we have next, I will turn on a VPN to try to get some more efficient routing. I'll do my best.